Undeads are wandering around the hospital, and Morgan is looking at them. June is trying to connect to Al. Wendell says, "What is Momo doing there?" Jimbo is still blaming him for trapping them here. June insists they must find Al. Morgan says, "I'm sorry, I don't know how we'll get out of here." June responds, "You don't want to lead us, but you can help us." Strand is lying down and hears Alicia. Victor says, "Maybe you were right, we should keep believing." Alicia hears June and replies, telling her that John is across the water. Morgan says, "We're badly stuck and can't find a way." Alicia promises to first save John and Strand, then come for them. Morgan asks her to be careful and to keep them in the loop. They decide to use the elevator to go to the base floor. An undead's hand is floating in the water. Victor throws pebbles into the water, saving his beer for later. Victor tells John, "Now you're in my place, and can't see this clear hope." He recounts going to an island where someone helped him get out. Victor adds that if Charlie and Alicia can stay together after losing Nick, everything is possible. Alicia says they need a floating device since the water has crocodiles. Martha is bleeding. She covers the wound with a cloth and takes her supplies to go. Jim is looking down at the growling undeads. He gets up and stands on the edge, thus looking straight ahead. Morgan stops him. Jim says, "I don't want to be like these undeads and need someone to put me to rest." He admits he can't go down, but he can pee on them. Morgan assures Jim that after they find Al, they will find a way out. Morgan says, "You're dying, but you have a choice in how you die." He tells Sarah that Jim isn't coming. She asks Jim to leave his beer recipe with her. Jim retorts, "Go to hell, Sarah." She disgusts him but applauds his beer. He acknowledges the recipe is refreshing, saves from water diseases, and gives peace. For his peace, he asks her to leave him alone. She says, "Good to have you, Jimbo," and leaves. Alicia has found a vehicle. Martha fires at them and Alicia wants to help her. Martha says she doesn't need help but falls unconscious. Alicia takes her gun away and Charlie recognizes her. They reach a floor by elevator. Morgan checks for undeads and asks them to split up to find Al. He stops them and checks first. The ceiling is falling. They proceed toward the generator, finding a few killed undeads lying around. She's not in there, but she has left a message that she has left by freed elevator. If she's dead, find and secure her tapes, and if you find that bitch, finish her. They'll find that freed elevator. Victor puts alcohol on his injury. There's a noise or sound, they wonder, and here it is, Al's truck coming hell through water. Victor takes a sip, and then John. They were finding a boat, but found this. Charlie gives John his hat. Victor and Alicia ask each other if they are fine, and Victor asks, "Who's this new guest?" There's another way to freed elevator through fallen ceiling. Morgan decides to stay to distract those undead so that they can go. June asks, "You'll get out, huh?" He gets to the roof. He asks Jim to help him. They are going on MRAP. John radios Morgan. It's June. She asks, "How is he?" His wound has a little opened, but her sound has him healing. He ate toffee, which he had kept for her. She asks him to stay in contact. The city is full of undeads. They are at position. Morgan asks them to hide from their sight, and he needs a minute. Martha gets senses and shouts after seeing her wound bandaged. Alicia says, "Morgan wanted to help you. That's why you're here." She insanely laughs like an idiot. Morgan peeks down. Jim is here. He says, "I have a reason not to help you." He hangs an undead upside down and swirls it away. It hits a car's roof, and horns attract all undeads. They get out. June asks Morgan and Jim to get out as well. Morgan says, "Power is out and elevators are not working." Morgan says he wants to make old sins. He wants them to meet Alicia and John. She gets in the ambulance and leaves. Jim says, "At least you are now free from them." He asks him to listen to this, donkey, that death is inevitable, but getting rid of old actions is not possible. It's June. They are coming to get them out of here. John is here as well. He says, "In the morning I was at a stream with a crocodile. Now I'm here. Alicia is here. Sarah, Lucy are all here." June says, "We need you." Victor says it's late to give up now. They have a fire hydraulic truck. Martha is still bullshitting. They get outside. Sarah controls hydraulic. Morgan needs to get down 2 floors to reach it. He takes a rope and ties it towards down. Jim is not going. He asks him to go. Morgan says, "I'm sorry for it." Jim says, "You should." He gets down with rope. All of them are watching him. He's down, but an undead is at him. The undead is killed. John took shot. Lucy and Alicia cover their back, but undeads are increasing. Morgan jumps right into hydraulic. Sarah brings him down. Work is done. Alicia gets out of there. All of them are here, but now surrounded on all sides by undeads. Out of the building, onto the truck. They are out of bullets. Morgan wants to jump to distract them. Jim says that you told me to choose my way to die. He wants Sarah to remember his recipe. He tells her, and she writes it, and at last he asks her to add some love as well. That's it. She says, copy that. Jim jumps. They hear the sound of someone fallen. Alarms and horns attract undeads and their way is clear. Martha is gone. They get inside and leave. They are all quiet. Sarah says, what will we call his beer? She wants to name it a meaningful one. Jimbo's Beer Booze. Jim would have killed her on this name. Where are they going now? City Shires are gone. Morgan says Jim can't go, but we can get to Virginia. They will find Al first and then go all together. Martha writes something on Jim's face. He has turned. She says, you are stronger. Now let's make him stronger.